Welcome back, everybody. We are talking to Eileen in Port St. Lucie, and she is having some vestibular neuritis. I had to ask her what that meant. Eileen, you gave me some new vocabulary words with that girl. And so what I did on the break was I took the energy and I went to your left ear first. That's where the energy led me. And did you say that your left ear was worse than your right ear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And that the crystals are gone in your left ear. So what I did was I regenerated some of those crystals, the crystals that are needed, with stem cell energy. And the crystals look like little salt crystals that you'd put in the grinder, before you grind it up to sprinkle it on your food. And so I did that, and stem cell energy, Eileen, is the absolute coolest stuff because it'll regenerate whatever body part we need. I've watched this stuff regenerate whole organs before that sometimes show up on scans. And then I've had doctors call me throughout the years and say, "What the heck are you doing with my patient? How's this stuff work?" And it's just amazing how well it works. So I did that. And then what I did was I went over to your right ear. So I'm looking at it again right now. Your right ear still has some, but it's like they were stuck in something. So I freed them up. Kind of if you have, I'm trying to think of an analogy, like something that's frozen in a Ziploc bag and you bang it on the countertop to kind of loosen up the little frozen parts and the ice crystals that are inside the Ziploc bag. My analogies, by the way, are really hilarious at times, and they just come into my head so that you can picture what I'm seeing in my mind's eye, because that'll help the healing integrate into your body. So I did that, and then
balance. Does that fix the balance?
Well, what I'm doing now,
when I close my eyes, I'm shaking all the time, and it's because it's like vestibular neuritis. You have like Meniere's disease where you use those therapies where you shake your head to try to move those crystals back into place, but it's not my middle ear, it's my inner ear.
So what I'm watching happen now is I'm watching the Epley maneuver on you with the crystals in your ears now. It's like you didn't have any on the left side from what I was seeing, and on the right side they look like they were stuck. And so now they're free, and I'm moving them around with the Epley maneuver. I'm not doing it. I'm watching it. It's spirit working through me and with me is what happens in the healings. And my eyes are closed, and I'm watching this scene in my head, and I'm describing it to you. And by the way, if you can picture what I'm doing or at least get a sense for it, Eileen, it's going to help integrate the healing into your body. Because the body's always going to follow what the brain's showing it, even if the brain doesn't believe it to be true. And think of a time when you watched a scary movie on TV. Well, you knew it was pretend, but your heart might have felt like it was getting ready to jump out of your chest. I think that's a great example of the body following what the brain's showing it. So that's what I'm watching happen in that healing right now. Now, energetic healings will integrate into the body, and that can happen instantly. It can take days, weeks, months. It may need some kind of complementary care like medicine or surgery or change in diet or whatever. But it's always our spirit's choice to integrate the healing or not. And so that's what's been happening with you. That's what your sister got you into this evening. How's your dad? It's your dad, right? That you guys all came to see?
Yeah, I'm with him. He seems like he improves like every day. I mean, he's talking, his brain is all there, just his lung is not. So you told her he was in stage 9 out of 12?
Yeah, he's still in 9. He's still in 9.
Okay.
Did you get a chance?
Arrive over here too.
Where'd you come from? Glendale, you said, right? Yeah, Glendale. Phase 9, by the way, is Phase 9. If you go on my website, askjulieryan.com, it will show you illustrations of the different phases of transition. And phase 9 is his spirit's out of his body. It's hanging onto the top of his head. It looks like a spirit bubble. He's got angels on either side of the spirit bubble. His parents spirits are there at his feet. They anchor a line of angels that go out in both directions. And then there are lots of spirits that are there to welcome him to heaven, is what phase 9 looks like. And pretty soon in phase 9, this hasn't started yet with your dad, but pretty soon what's going to happen is the angel's wings on either side of his spirit bubble are going to start to move. And then what happens, Eileen, is they create a draft, an upward pull, like a vortex. And it reminds me of driving through the car wash when you stay in the car and you get to the end and the dryer turns on and it's sucking all the water off your car. That's what it reminds me of. Like, it's a pull I can feel. And then what's going to happen is that's going to help his spirit evacuate from his body. It's called, in aeronautical engineering circles, it's called the wingtip vortex. Isn't that wild? That these angels' wings create that. So go on AskJulieRyan.com and click on the 12 Phases of Transition tab, and you'll see graphics of all the illustrations of all these different phases. He's still in phase 9. Let's ask him the 3 questions I always ask. Remind me of his name, Eileen.
Angel.
Angel, that's right.
Gonzalez.
Speaking of angels.
Yes, exactly.
So, Angel, are you ready to go? Yes. Are you in pain sometimes? What do you need? Just my girls, is what he said.
Oh, how cute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
do you have a minute to my?
Yeah, I
have
got
a
another
question.
minute before we go to break. Yeah.
Do you have my son passed away in 2018.
No.
So his name was Matthew. He was in a motorcycle accident.
Oh, I'm sorry. Matthew's there. He's in the room with your dad. Yeah, he's there. His spirit's there.
Okay.
He's part of the Welcome to Heaven committee, which is all deceased loved ones. And it's funny because they show up looking like they did in a bunch of different past lives. I mean, there's lots and lots of spirits in the room as part of the Welcome to Heaven committee. And they're in period dress. Some of them look like turn of the 20th century. Some of them look medieval in their dress. And we even have some 1960s people in there. I love to see them because they look like Twiggy with sleeveless dresses on and mini skirts and go-go boots. Those just crack me up. I think that's hilarious. So, yeah, he's there. You know, you can talk to him anytime. Do you know how to do that?
No, can you tell me?
You say something to him either aloud or in your head, and he's going to answer you, and it's going to come in, and it's going to feel like it's a thought in your head. And it comes in within a second, and that's how you'll know it's from him. If you think about it for a couple of seconds, that'll be from your brain. So you can talk to him anytime. Well, good luck with Angel and your dad. Take care.
Right.
Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to see who else is on the call tonight and see who else has called in with their questions. But first, just wanted to remind you, we do this show every Thursday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and 5 Pacific. The call-in number is 712-775-7035, and the access code is 483-620#. Now, this information is available on my website, AskJulieRyan.com, and in the show notes, anywhere you download podcasts. And we're on a whole bunch of different podcast distributor networks. So pretty much everywhere you download podcasts on your phone, you'll find us. You can also find us on YouTube and Alexa. So please remember to subscribe and leave a review at ratethispodcast.com/Julie. Again, that's ratethispodcast.com/Julie. That helps others find the show, and it also registers you for a free session with me. So ratethispodcast.com/Julie. Call-in details can also be found on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest at AskJulieRyan.com. A reminder to call into the show is posted every day of the show. Each Thursday, we'll post a reminder on social media that says, hey, we're doing a show tonight. Here are the numbers. Call in if you got a question. And while you're on AskJulieRyan.com, please be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. It's a question somebody submitted online along with my answer. And while you're there, you can also schedule an appointment with me, and then I'll have a whole hour to talk to you about whatever you want. We can do a combo platter, and we can talk about medical and pet and past lives and talk to deceased loved ones and whatever you want. It's your hour. By the way, I'm scheduled out a couple of months, so the best thing is just get on my calendar, and then on your confirmation email, there's a little button at the bottom of your confirmation email, and it'll say reschedule. And if you click on that periodically, it will show you when new appointments become available. A lot of people reschedule, and you may be able to get in sooner. And I usually find out about it at the end of the day, and somebody's already taken the appointment. So it's just easier if you just click the reschedule button. Also, you can sign up for angelic attendant training there. I've got a couple spots left for April. We started the January class last week. We'll have our second week on Saturday, and it's so magical and so much fun. So if you're thinking about wanting to be able to do everything that I do, then sign up for the class. So everything you need to know can be found at AskJulieRyan.com. Okay, let's see who the question's from this week. It's from Jolene in Oviedo, Florida. Oviedo. I probably butchered that, but that's how it looks anyways. And she said, "Hi, Julie. I've been following you for a long time and have read your angelic attendance book. It really helped me a lot. For the past 3 years, I've been struggling to lose this excess weight and build back up my confidence. Is there stuck energy in my body somewhere? Is it inflammation from my food? Is it something in my subconscious that keeps me stuck? What is it? Please help. I'm so desperate. Thanks, Jolene." And here's my response. Hi, Jolene. Thanks for your kind comments and for reading Angelic Attendance, my book, Angelic Attendance. And by the way, Angelic Attendance is for anybody who's ever lost a loved one or anybody who ever will lose a loved one. And that's pretty much everybody. And it's just going to help you get through it. It's good just to have that knowledge it's inevitable. We're all going to go through it. All right, I went on to say, as someone who's had a lifelong struggle with excess weight, I completely understand your frustration. I think most women have. I don't know too many women that haven't. In order to get some information for you, I energetically connected to you and saw in my mind's eye lots of inflammation in your body. Research shows inflammation is the main cause of both illness and extra weight. Focusing on how I feel when eating certain foods makes the choices a lot easier for me. This includes completely giving up sugar a couple of years ago when I finally realized how addictive it was for me. Now, make no mistake, I still want sugar. Cookies are my favorite food group, but I just don't eat it anymore. I didn't even eat cake at my son Jonathan's wedding. That's how dedicated I am. And by the way, when I gave up sugar, within a couple of months, I had a scar from a surgery that was pink. I'd had the surgery a couple of years before, and the scar was pink. Within a couple of months of my giving up sugar, the scar disappeared. You can't even tell there was a scar there. So that really was amazing to me. And I thought, all right, this really is, my body is healing in ways that I didn't even know it needed to heal just by giving up sugar. I went on to say a few books that have educated and helped me and may help you are The Bulletproof Diet by Dave Asprey, Why We Get Sick by Ben Bickman, PhD, and Eat Smarter, Use the Power of Food by Sean Stevenson. My personal motto is, if God made it, eat it, and if man made it, I do my best to avoid it. You guys hear that from me all the time, and that's really how I live. If God made it, I eat it. If man made it, I do my best to avoid it. Take it one day at a time and trust your body to, most importantly, heal itself while you get smaller. So good luck with that. And thanks so much for submitting that question, Jolene. Any of you that have a question, you can submit it online at AskJulieRyan.com, and your question may be chosen to be answered on the show sometime and used in a blog too. All right, let's go back to the phones, and our next caller is Robin. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Julie. Can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Hi, I'm not bad. How about you?
I'm terrific. Thanks. Please tell everybody where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Halifax, Nova Scotia. That's in East Coast of Canada.
Yeah, way up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of snow?
No, not this year. Some years we do, but this year it's been quite nice and quite mild. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
wonderful. Everybody, Robin took my class. I was just talking about my class, Robin. You may have heard me.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
I highly
she is.
recommend everyone who's listening. Yeah.
She is a angelic attendant graduate. So she gets to be in the club, which is really fun, isn't it? With all the graduates, we all get together and communicate online and do Zoom meetings together and stuff and work on healings and all that jazz.
Oh, it's so much fun. It's like a tribe. We're a soul group, and we help each other.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in. Do you have a question for me?
I do. So you've scanned me one-on-one, and you've seen mold in my aura. And me and my kids are looking at moving from where we're located. And my landlord is refusing to do a professional mold test. So I wanted to know where in the home that I'm living is the mold, so I know what I can save and what I need to discard.
Well, I think the school of thoughts, the experts, Robin, and you've probably read this online, is they think that you need to get rid of everything. Well, that's just not feasible. I don't think we can get rid of everything. So I think what you want to do is take the stuff that's really important to you. Do you have furniture that is in the rooms where the mold is? You, if I remember correctly, you said that you had mold in your basement.
Yeah, I wanted to know if you could tell where the mold is. We've seen it in the basement, but I wanted to know if it's anywhere else in the home. I haven't seen it anywhere else. And the basement, we keep it closed. I only go down there for laundry, and that's it.
Yeah. And it's not in your HVAC system as far as you know?
No, it's not forced air, so it shouldn't be circulated through the home.
Okay. It just is in the air because the air, is sharing.
Yeah.
I think, what do you have in the basement besides your washer and dryer?
Just storage, and most of it we're going to have to throw away.
Yeah. I would get rid of as much of that as you can. Now, stuff that's like glass or non-porous, you want to get rid of fabric stuff. You want to get rid of, if you have any furniture down there that's upholstered, not necessarily wooden furniture. If you have wooden furniture that maybe is a chair that goes with a dining room table or something, you can redo that. You can redo the seat on it, but you want to limit the things that are porous. Paper that's down there, cardboard, clothing, things like that. Yeah. Otherwise, I think you're okay. And you're going to know when you get in your new home, if you sit on the couch, if you get a headache or you get any symptoms. So you'll know with that.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. And clothing, do you store clothing down there or is it up on the upper floors?
I do, but I was going to wash it all before we move.
Yeah. I think that would be good. Go wash it in a laundromat. I know that sounds like a lot of hassle, but I would go wash it in a big industrial machine and, and dry it and heat it and try and see if that will help get rid of it with that. But that's great that you're going to be able to move.
The basement might be okay.
Yes, I do. Absolutely. I don't think it's realistic to throw everything away. I think that's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. And you're going to know in the furniture, like if you have a couch or something that you're worried about, I mean, you're going to know when you sit on it, when it's in your new house, you're going to be able to smell it, first of all. Yeah. But secondly, when you sit on it, those mold spores are going to be airborne and you're going to get a reaction to it. Right. So, no, I think you're good. Good luck finding another place. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks so much, Julie. Okay.
You bet. Bye. Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan show, and our next caller is Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Julie. Thank you for taking my call. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm in sunny Florida. A little cold. Cold for me, not for you guys.
Good. Where are you in Florida?
Howard County, Sunrise area.
Yeah.
Which
Okay.
is the reason for my call, actually, because I'll just preface by saying I'm 54. My daughter is 15 and a half. And it's time, like, I want to move. I want to get out of this area. I want to move north. I want to see my mom and my sister and be closer. And my daughter, I'm not sure if I'm a bad mom, you know. It's weighing heavily on my heart. Like, I really want to move. I feel like it's time. I feel like this neighborhood is just run down. It's not safe. She's going to start driving. And I'm worried. So I don't know, like, do I stay here for another 2 years and give her until she's 18? Or do I move on, you know? I mean, I'm not a spring chicken either.
Where do you want to move to when you say up north? Where's up north that you're thinking of?
I thought of Port St. Lucie, but I'm thinking more toward Jupiter, Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay, so you want to stay in Florida. It's not like you want to move to snow country. That would be would be perhaps a bit of a change for her. Well, and you understand where she's coming from. She's is she a sophomore in high school?
She is. She's currently homeschooled because of COVID, but she's still very sociable and she has a few friends. But I said, you know, you're gonna have a car, you'll be able to drive. I just don't know if I'm a bad mother.
No, you're not a bad mother.
On one hand, I'm being selfish, and on the other hand, I'm trying to give her a better life.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So let's ask the spirits and beyond, Michelle. This is always fun. So is it in Michelle? What's your daughter's name?
Victoria.
Is it in Michelle and Victoria's best interest? Is she your only child?
Yeah.
It's just the two of you? Okay. Is it in Michelle and Victoria's best interest to move north of where they are in Florida, move to a new town in Florida? What's the first thing that comes in your head, Michelle? I mean, like as fast as you can snap your fingers when I ask, is it in your best interest to move? It's the first thing.
Confusion.
All right. I got a yes before the question was even out. I got a yes. So let's refine it down. Let's pick some cities and see what we get. Is it in Michelle and Victoria's best interest to move to, where did you say, to Jupiter? No. I got a no.
Jupiter. No.
I got a no on Jupiter. In the Jupiter area, yes. Jupiter's really expensive, I know.
I know.
Maybe there's a suburb.
Wellington.
I got a yes on Wellington.
Okay.
Palm Beach Gardens. I get a yes on Palm Beach Gardens.
Interesting.
What else? What are some
Does
other?
Does it say when? Does it say like when the move?
We haven't asked that question. So we can ask. So, that's the thing about spirits. People
I'm taking
think
your job,
No, not at all. But no, it's hilarious. But people think spirits just read our minds, and they don't. I mean, they're here for us.
I'm thinking they should know what I want.
Yeah. But they're here to advise us, but they're not going to interfere unless they're asked. And they're never going to interfere. Okay. They're just going to guide us. But no, they want to be asked. Even angels, deceased loved ones, or spirit guides, they all want to be asked, which I think is great, that they don't stick their spiritual noses where they're not supposed to be. All right. So is it in Michelle and Victoria's best interest to move before Victoria starts her junior year in high school? I'm getting a yes before the question's even out. The other thing that came to me when you were talking earlier, Michelle, is this is a great time to move because of the COVID. She's not in school. Yeah. She's doing remote learning.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So
I'm not a bad mommy is what you're saying. Okay.
No, and it's not that far. Where you're talking about, it's not that far. It's like an hour.
It's an hour,
right?
An hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried asking my deceased daddy, and I thought I did what you said. I was in my bed, I was meditating a little, and I threw the question out to him, and I immediately heard his answer, but then of course I second guessed it.
So what did you get from him?
I got a yes, but then like I started, digging a little deeper, and then I was confused, and I didn't trust it. I sometimes use a pendulum, and I like the pendulum, but I'm not sure, I guess I got to get more certain about it.
Well, the more you do it, Michelle, the easier it's going to come into you, and the more you do it, you're going to get validation, and the more validation you get, the more you're going to trust it. So remember, spirits are really literal. I think they were all potty trained too early because they're really literal, and they are always going to give you a correct answer. And if it's an answer that feels bad, that's not coming from spirit. That's coming from your brain. Spirit's pure love, so they're only going to give you answers that feel good. So remember that as well.
Even if my dad would think it's not the right thing, he would never say no. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying he's not going to say something that's going to make you feel badly. If you say, Dad isn't in, and I'll preface it with is it in my best interest too? Because there's so many variables that come into play for future events, then we can't even conceive of all the variables that are going to affect a future event. So no, if your dad came back and said, okay, you're an ugly slob who drools, I mean, that's not going to be from spirit, right?
Right.
It's going to be more like a yes or a no, or when you find certain houses that you like, or certain apartments or whatever, you can ask multiple choice questions, you can make statements, you can ask anything, but it's always that first thing that pops in your head within a second, Michelle, as fast as you can.
Thank you so much, Julie.
You bet. Thanks for calling. Good luck. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back after the break, and we'll get some more callers on. You're listening to the Ask Julie Ryan Show. Welcome back, everybody. Let's go back to the phones, and I believe our next caller is Steve. Hi, Steve.
Hello.
Hi, Steve. Hi. You don't sound like a Steve.
I know. Hi, Julie. No, this is Mary, Steve's wife, but our phone is under Steve, so.
Hi, Mary.
I was wondering how that worked. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I was just about
you?
to lay down and give up. Not give up, but just surrender.
Oh, where are you
Julie.
calling in from?
I am from New York, near the Westchester area. Kind of right on the border of Connecticut and New York.
Yeah.
Oh, Julie, my God. Goodness. Hi. Oh my God, I'm gonna regain myself here. All right, so just hearing your voice. How are you, by the way?
I'm wonderful. Thanks.
Good.
Thanks.
Thank
And do you have your
Yes,
jammies on? Do you have your jammies on?
I half and half. I have what everybody calls the new indoor, or whatever they call it. Like when going in for a week.
I know.
My hair matches too. So.
I know. Well, sometimes when I'm just home and I'm not going anywhere, I don't put any makeup on or anything. And then when I put my makeup on and my hair's all done, and I'll see Tim and he'll be like, "Oh, I have a new wife." I'll say, "Yeah, baby."
Yeah.
Just trying to keep it exciting for you.
I know. You just switch things up, right?
Exactly.
But,
don't want him getting bored.
I know. But it's kind of a nice pace. I mean, before COVID, I was running wild, which probably put me in the predicament I'm in now. You know what I mean? So I'm actually home, not being bored, except I don't feel like I have a personality anymore. And that's really what my question was to you. I definitely have developed an anxiety. This is way before COVID, though, about a year before. Anxiety and like a depression thing. And I'm turning 60, menopause and all that, and I'm on hormone replacement and everything. But I don't know if it's my adrenals, my endocrine system. I do have thyroid, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know if this is anxiety when you don't feel anything like Like I don't look
You just feel
forward
kind of numb?
to it. Pardon, hon?
You just feel kind of numb?
Yeah, I get like numb, nervous, like that's why I think it's an anxiety. And I'm the type of person who honestly love to just get up in the morning and get excited doing doing my dishes and cleaning my house. Like that's usually me. I don't need to be entertained or but I seem to have lost like a sense of myself, and I don't know if that's what anxiety is. Like even if I don't know. Like I used to love to go to the movies, and I know we can't do a lot anymore, but even before COVID started, like I just lost interest like in everything, and then instead of it's not even just numb, it's anxiousness, and there's like a pit in my stomach, and I've been told I'm empathic and whatever, but I know it's not that, because there's times, I mean, I would still be okay and enjoy life, and so anyway, I was just wondering what my brain or what I look like to you or feel like.
Yeah, let me get you on my radar. What I'm being led to do is teach you the 2-minute rule.
Okay.
The other thing that came in too while you were talking, Mary, is that I don't think your hormones are right.
Okay.
I think they're a little out of whack, because I'm just shooting some energetic estrogen into you to give you a little bit more boost. And see if that works. See if if you feel better tomorrow, then I would maybe get another blood test. How often are you getting your blood tested for your hormones? A couple times a year, hopefully?
Yes, I got it. I just got it done, I think it was October.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. I guess I'm due. And I go to a functional medicine doctor.
Great.
And she is very conservative. And they just upped my progesterone a little. He said, I don't know why she started you so low. That's a baby dose. So he felt kind of the same thing you're saying. That didn't really kick in.
I talk to so many women, Mary, who say, I'm just on a little bit of estrogen. And I say, you don't want to be on just a little bit of estrogen. You want to be on enough estrogen that you have the estrogen levels of a 30-year-old.
Right,
because we want to fool Mother Nature into thinking that we're young and fertile, even though we're not. And that's what keeps your brain healthy and your bones healthy and your heart healthy. So I think it's a hormone thing off the top. But let me teach you the 2-minute rule in the meantime. Have you heard me talk about this, Mary?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you're going to love this because it's free and it's convenient. It works anywhere your brain is, and your brain's usually with you wherever you are. So it's convenient. Here's how it works. Thoughts don't originate in our heads. We pull them in from the ethers. And when they come into our body, we assign an emotion to them. And the emotion's either based in love, which feels good or at least neutral, or it's based in fear, which feels bad. And that can encompass boredom, anxiety, fear, anger, jealousy. I mean, all those lovely emotions that we feel. Right. So emotions are our internal GPS system. And when we feel badly, that's our spirit saying, hey, you need to look at this situation from a different perspective because you're out of alignment. Because spirit's pure love, right? So it feels good, or at least it feels neutral. So when you have something that feels badly, there's two kinds of fear. There's rational fear and there's irrational fear. Rational fear is going to kill you. Something's going to kill you, change the conditions. Irrational fear is everything else. And we make it up. By the way, 99.9% of bad thoughts that we have, thoughts that feel badly, we make up. They're fake news. So thoughts all have their own frequency, Mary, and it's like they're being broadcast on a radio station. So when you're listening to the classic rock station, they're going to play classic rock. When you turn to the talk station, they're going to be playing talk radio, like what we're on. Tonight. So when you have a thought that makes you feel badly, you're feeling anxious or depressed or whatever, you just say to yourself, is this going to kill me in the next 2 minutes?
Okay. Oh, okay.
If it is, that's why I call it the 2-minute rule. If it is, change the conditions. Get out of the road before the truck runs you over and kills you. If it's not, you know it's fake. You know you're making it up. And when you ask the question, you raise your vibrational level because curiosity is based in love. Curiosity feels good. You want to know more. It's exciting oftentimes. And so you break that, you disconnect from that radio station that's broadcasting those thoughts that feel bad. Because, we all go into those black holes of, oh my God, what if? And then we get another thought and another thought and another thought. Before you know it, you've gone down this slippery slope and you really feel badly.
Right. Oh, definitely.
So the 2-minute rule, my girl, when you make that a habit, what's going to happen is you're going to walk around and you're going to feel good most of the time. And when you feel badly, you use the 2-minute rule. You snap yourself out of it. So you keep your vibration high. And then what happens is we live in an attractive universe. So when you feel good, you attract more good feeling things. When you feel bad, you attract more bad feeling things. It's really that simple. So the 2-minute rule. Yeah.
Okay.
2-minute rule.
So 2-minute rule, and if your serotonin and the dopamine, now will the estrogen affect all that?
Yeah, it will. It will. And in the meantime, you can use the 2-minute rule to help you with that. Serotonin and dopamine and all that stuff's made in the gut. How's your stomach?
Okay.
Is your gut okay? Do you have any GI issues?
Well, I work with an energy healer who has worked on that and has improved it. I think I never knew I had it. He said I did, but I never had issues. Like I never had obvious issues. I think his was more that I wasn't absorbing nutrients and stuff. I got sort of kind of obsessive about eating too clean, excessively clean. Like I think I overdid it because I was afraid I had Epstein-Barr and all that stuff. And I think and that was in the middle of a stressful time. My dad was sick and dying, and 3 of my beloved pets were dying. I was like, I went through a 4-year period on top of trying to green juice myself every day. It was like probably the worst thing. Yeah, it was like. So I don't know. On top of menopause. So,
your functional medicine doc's gonna help you with that. And if you email me, Mary, and anybody listening, gut biome test, you may have heard me talk about it before. Email me, julie@askjulieryan.com. I'll send you a link, and you can do it at home. You don't need a doctor's orders. It will be way less expensive. It's about $150. And when you get it at the doctor's office, it can be a couple thousand even. So it'll save you a lot of money. And most importantly, Mary, it's going to tell you what your superfoods are to eat, what the foods are to avoid, and then everything else. And I talked to a client today, interestingly enough, and she said, well, I can't eat very many foods. I did the test. I said, honey, that's just your superfoods. Those are the foods that they want you to incorporate in your regular diet. It doesn't mean that's the only thing you can eat. It means those are foods to add to your regular diet. So shoot me an email, julie@askjulieryan.com, and I'll send you the link, and then get that done, and that'll help. And that's where our immune system's based. Yeah, so that'll help
and
with all that.
I'm definitely schedule a session with you, and I think that maybe that we can go deeper. And that you find, I'm sure you'll think that'll help you. I know I have to wait a bit, but I'm going to do what you mentioned before.
Check the reschedule button. It works great. Yeah. I talked to somebody yesterday who got in 3 days ago. Just brand new. So, yeah.
Thank you,
honey, all right.
so much. And my adrenals, just a quick look at my adrenals. Do they look like they're functioning? I mean, I know everything is tied in.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So thanks for calling.
Julie.
Sweet dreams. And she's going to go to bed. She's got her jammers on in New York. All right. Stay with us, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we'll get another caller on. Welcome back, everybody. Let's go to the phones and see how many others we can get on. Our next caller is Danica. Hi, Danica.
Hi, Julie.
How are you?
Blessing.
How are you?
I am doing okay.
Good. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Folsom, California.
Okay, terrific. Well, you got a quick question for me?
I did. About 3 months ago, I was seemingly healthy, and all of a sudden I just had a barrage of bizarre symptoms that have since left me couch-ridden.
Oh, no.
Through those 3 months, I've done a little bit of research, and I think that I might have an idea as to what's going on with me. I haven't been able to get the medical attention that I need.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering if you had any insight for me.
Yeah. What are
If
your
it
symptoms, Danica?
did, oh boy. I'm thinking, and I don't want to self-diagnose, that it's something closely related to a dysautonomic disorder,
Mm-hmm.
possibly
So
POTS, POTS, or orthostatic hypotension.
what are your symptoms?
Uh, Rapid heart rate when I stand up, low blood pressure, high blood pressure, dizziness. I've since lost 20 pounds
Yeah.
in the past 3 months.
Sounds
Eating
like
can be
thyroid to me. Let me get you on my radar and let's see what's going on. That's what's coming in my head right off the top, even before I get you on my radar. So here we go. All right. So, and you've been to the doctor or you haven't been able to go yet?
I have been to my primary care, but she hasn't necessarily been very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to get in to see a specialist,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully soon. I don't know if you have any insight on that, if I might be able to find a doctor who's really going to be able to help me.
Mm-hmm. What I'm doing right now is I've gotten you on my radar, Danica, and I'm in your thyroid right now. You've got you've got thyroid stuff going on. So I think you probably want to see an endocrinologist. Does your primary care physician need to refer you in order to see a
Yeah,
specialist? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's what's going on. What I'm doing is I'm working on your thyroid right now. Your thyroid's not working properly. And
Okay.
that's all those symptoms when you were talking about them, that's just what kept coming into my head is thyroid. So I would call back and say you want to go see an endocrinologist or at least have your doctor do some thyroid tests. And in the meantime, Danica, go online and educate yourself about what the best levels are, what the optimal levels are, and what kind of thyroid to test. Because I know there are different ones. And a couple of sites that I think can be really helpful. The first one is Dr. Northrup, NORTHRUP.com, drnorthrup.com. Christiane Northrup, Dr. Christiane Northrup is the fairy godmother of women's health, as far as I'm concerned, globally. So drnorthrup.com is the first one you want to check. And then the other one is Dr. Mark Hyman, Hyman. And I would Google when you get in their site, don't Google, do a search for thyroid and you'll get some information on both those sites that I think will be helpful for you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, my
Okay.
doctor, I just saw her yesterday and she just put in for some blood work for
Yeah.
thyroid and
Good.
I think a couple other things. She was thinking that it might be Addison's disease, which none of these are.
Yeah. I think it's thyroid, and I think you get on some medication and they're going to fix it for you. I think you're going to be just fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I hope you feel better. I hope you get the results you're looking for from the tests.
Thank you so much.
You bet. Thanks for calling. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, let's go to Faye next. Hi, Faye.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for your patience.
Oh, thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
So I just have a quick question about my I'm getting these headaches in the middle of the night, and then during the day I feel dizzy and lightheaded. And I don't know what's causing that.
And this is a new phenomenon, Faye?
No, it's been happening the last few months.
Okay. But it's fairly new. It's not like it's been going on for a long time, it sounds like, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Where are you calling in from?
From Canada, from Calgary, Alberta.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is get you on my radar real quickly. And let me, do you have a water leak in your house? You got mold in your body, girl. Clearing it out real fast. Have you had a water leak in your home or your office that you know of?
Well, not in my home, and I have been off work since March. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you've got mold exposure from somewhere. So you probably want to figure out where that is. What I'm doing is I'm clearing the mold out of your system right now, and that will help. But go to the hardware store, like a Home Depot or someplace like that, and get a mold test. I think you can order them online as well. Amazon, I'm sure, has them, and other online places. And do a mold test in your home, because you've got mold exposure from what I'm seeing.
Oh, okay. So is it it could be prior mold from another place, or?
It could be. How long have you lived in your current home?
10 years.
Oh, well, so probably not. And the fact that it's new, it's fairly new, you've been exposed to mold someplace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I thought
the best.
Because I was eating too many fruits and vegetables, maybe I was just increasing my blood sugar too much or something.
Well, make sure you're eating protein and fat with it, just to slow it down. But I think this is mold related. There's a doctor named Andrew Heyman, Haymen, and check him out. Google him, and he's a mold expert, and you'll learn some stuff with him. But hopefully that will make you feel better. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
Okay, thanks for all your help.
All right, everybody, that's it for this week. Thanks for listening. Call in next week. Those of you I didn't get to, please call back in. I'll do my best to get you on next week. And everybody else listening, thanks for listening. And ratethispodcast.com/Julie. Take care, everybody. Sending love from Sweet Home, Alabama. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Julie on Instagram and YouTube at Ask Julie Ryan, and like her on Facebook at Ask Julie Ryan. To schedule an appointment or submit a question, please visit AskJulieRyan.com.
This show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical, psychological, financial, or legal advice. Please contact a licensed professional. The Ask Julie Ryan Show, Julie Ryan and all parties involved in producing, recording, and distributing it assume no responsibility for listeners' actions based on any information heard on this or any Ask Julie Ryan shows or podcasts.